see, Gary's asking, is it possible to assign a BlackBird strategy to an existing order that has no ATM? No, Gary, NinjaTrader does not allow for things like that. Once an order is out, whatever is controlling, whatever the, how should I say this? Whatever if there's any kind of controls attached to that order, you can't change those controls. So, for example, if you just place an order out, well, I don't have my chart trader turned on, but yeah, if you place an order out and it's just a plain vanilla order, then it's going to stay in that state, right? If you submit an order, if you submit an ATM, then your order is going to stay in that ATM state. If you submit an order through BlackBird, then only BlackBird has the ability to control that order. I guess the one exception would be that if you shut the strategy down, that doesn't necessarily close the order out. It just leaves the orders open and just hanging out there without any control over them. They're just going to be your standard fixed orders just sitting out there if you disable BlackBird. So, yeah, but once an order has been submitted, you can't attach that order to be controlled by another program within NinjaTrader there. So, okay, all right. So in the risk management parameters, there's a setting called allow widening of stop loss during trade. So, okay, let's pull that out of here. And let's see. Yeah, that's one of those little settings that does not get talked about much or asked about much. Allow widening of stop. Okay. Okay, so typically when you set up trailing stop losses, and here let's I think this is actually one of those settings that that's right, Jeremy and I talked about this a long time ago, a while back, and it seems like this setting would better be suited to go into the trailing actions here. So when you're creating a trailing action, the default is to keep your stop losses tight to tighten up. All right, your stop losses, the standard stop, the standard automated trailing stop loss, always tightens itself up. Right? I have never heard of any system out there or program out there that will widen your stop loss when you build an automated trailing stop loss. Right? So, like for example, NinjaTrader's ATM. Right, the trailing stop loss within the ATM only tightens a stop loss, right? And so the same goes for BlackBird. However, if we do, say we do attach a stop loss to, I was going to say a moving average, but let's see. Moving average, that wouldn't work out. The stop loss would get hit before a moving average could move a stop loss away. But I guess my example was if we attached a stop loss to an indicator, and that indicator moves away from price, right, then if you want your trailing stop loss to also move away from price, in other words, you want your stop loss to widen, then that's what, then checking this setting here would allow that widening there. You know, basically what you're doing is you're removing a safeguard. All right, so this would be removing a safeguard of tightening your stop losses, and it would allow widening of stop losses. So let's see if I can come up with an example here. All right, so I'm gonna clear that out from last week. So I'm just trying to think of an indicator that would move away from price that could also move the trailing stop loss away from price. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Actually, maybe a Bollinger Band. Yeah. Yeah, thinking maybe a Bollinger Band might be able to do that. Let's see. Let's set a standard deviation of 2. I guess a period of 14 is okay. Yeah, all right. Let's see if I can. We'll make a stop loss here that follows the Bollinger Band. And let's see. So I'm going to use this parabolic SAR trailing, right? Because the parabolic SAR is an indicator. Then all I will need to do is replace the parabolic SAR with the Bollinger Band.
Order filled.
So let's go grab that Bollinger Band. And there we go, 2 and 14. Let's see, so for a long trade, we're going to use the lower band. For a short trade, we're going to use the upper band. All right, that's good. So there's our initial placement. It's going to use the Bollinger. And now let's go adjust our trailing rule here. And instead of, so our action, instead of moving it to the parabolic SAR, we're going to replace the parabolic SAR with the Bollinger Band here. So we'll replace that indicator with the Bollinger Band. All right, so we have a standard deviation of 2 and 14. And let's set our plots up. So for a long trade, we want to use the lower band again. Yeah, perfect. And for a short trade, we want to use the upper band. Okay. All right, that should do it. And let's see. So I'm going to need to introduce some volatility here. So let's see. Yeah, let me pull the market down a little bit. Hold on a moment. Let's see. Market, no signal. Just want to see if I have something turned on from last week that's preventing this trade from going on. Let's see. All right. All right, we got a trade on, and now I'm going to see if I can get these bands here to widen. All right, another 40 seconds to go. And it looks like our bands are starting to curve down and widen there. Yeah, our bands are expanding. Okay, good. That's what we want to see. All right, another 30 seconds there. There. So the band widened, and you see our trailing stop did not widen. Right? because that's typically anti-trading behavior for a trailing stop loss there. So, all right, let me pull the market back down, and we'll see if I can get the bands to shrink again. So, all right, I'm going to close this trade out like so. And risk management. All right, so let's turn that on now. Click OK. All right, yeah, so we'll just wait a little bit and pull these, see if we can get these bands to pull back in. Let's see. It's going to be tough to do on a minute bar. There we go. So good. We got the Bollingers are nice and tightened up there. So let's see. Let's go take a long trade, and now let's move the market up, and let's try and get those bands to expand. And I'll draw a little arrow here. All right. So got an arrow marking where the stop loss is. And it looks like our bands are starting to widen a little bit. And there you go. The stop loss just widened on us. It moved away. All right, so there we go. Allow widening there. The allow widening setting, just as the name implies, it's really just that simple. You know, allowed our stop loss to be widened out. You know, basically moving in the wrong direction, increasing the risk. So, and there it goes again. Stop loss is still moving away from price, increasing our risk. Well, I should say stop loss is moving away from the entry price, increasing our risk. So, all right, good question there, Jeff. Okay, so Jeff is asking here in the risk management, Jeff is asking, does the exit trade when loss exceeds work during discretionary trades? No, it does not. None of these management buttons apply to discretionary trading currently. So, currently, you know, there's we have a lot more plans, a lot more planned enhancements to BlackBird. Right, so so things will be coming, but we're only putting in, I guess what I would say, a semi-limited. Well, I should say it this way: we're getting the core features added to BlackBird, and then we want to focus on converting over to Ninja 8. And then we'll work on the rest of the other little kind of fluffy time-saving and convenience features that we want to add to BlackBird. So we'll add those kind of things to BlackBird after converting to Ninja 8. Right? So, you know, we just kind of want to get the core features in, you know, the core functionality and features into BlackBird now. And then we'll add all the little extra bells and whistles to BlackBird once we roll over to Ninja 8.